Hello, everyone. Hi, welcome tonight. Welcome to My Two Cents. I'm here today. We're going to talk about the last show on Autumn is Here, my Autumn is Here podcast. And today we give my two cents about the interview and different things about the interview. So if you haven't seen it on Autumn is Here podcast, you can still see it, but you can still be on here and learn more about the subject. We spoke up to Mike Dwyer, and he is a founder of Emplana Career, and his agency helps people who are getting back into the work world, seniors, retired people, let people that are not sure what they're going to do with their retirement, and for caregivers to help caregivers figure out what they're going to do after they finish the caregiving um, thing, amongst other things that he does. So that's what we talked about. So if you haven't seen it on Autumn is Here, you can go to Autumn is Here podcast and you can listen to it and you know about it. But it'd be nice to just talk about some of the things, because some of the things that he spoke about are things that we probably don't even think about, that we should start thinking about earlier than when we have to. So that's one of the things I want to talk about. Is like the things he talks about is how to get people to tap into what they do, what they like, the things that they've learned, and maybe they want to do that, not their regular job that they've done for 20 or 30 years. But what is it that moves you, your passion? What is it that's available now that wasn't available before to you? You know, think about different things like that. So that's what we're thinking about. Hi, Kaya Aubrey. We see you. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Um, if you haven't seen the program on Autumn is Here, it's okay. But we're going to talk about planning and careers and stuff like that. Second careers, starting all over. Sometimes people do a job for 30 years for whatever reason. Maybe it pays so well that you do it so it can keep you in a better lifestyle. But then when that's over, do you really want to still do that? Or do you really want to retire? Do you really want to do nothing and have your own schedule and travel and not work at all? Many people, because if you retire at 65 and you live to 85, 90, that's a good lot of years to be hanging out. So it may be something else you might want to do, and something that maybe challenged you before that you couldn't do and didn't do it. Now maybe you have the interest in doing it. Maybe you have the time to do it. You don't have your children around to take care of, so maybe you have time to do it. And maybe sometimes you can do some things part-time. you know at while you were caregiving, there might have been some things that interest you, or piqued your interest, or some things that you were introduced to that you didn't know about before, that maybe you might want to do. You might want to, change your field. You might want to do something um, that's different from what you've done, all this time. You might want to just do part-time work, and you might want to do things at home. Now, the world has changed. We can do so much at home. There's so many jobs that hire you to work at home, which is great, especially if you're retired, or especially if you had a job where you had to get up and go out every day, go on a train, go on a bus, drive, be in traffic, stuff like that. Now you have an opportunity to be able to go to a job and work at home and get paid, and you don't have to work every day sometimes. So it's really it's really good to know that you have these options. He had mentioned that, harvest your talents, harvest the things that you like, or the talents that you never tapped into. If you're a writer, harvest your writing. If you're, if something like you may sew, but you may sew as a hobby, but you might be a good sewer. There's certain things that you might make that now you can do that. And then we have social media where it can go out and the public will know about it, and you'll be able to sell some stuff. Maybe you do t-shirts, maybe you do bracelets or something like that. There are so many things that you can do that you may not have been able to do that as your living, but as you retire, there's things that you can do. So glad to see you, Lizette from Delaware. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming on tonight. We're talking about Michael Dwyer and his company Emplana Career, and how it encourages people to think about their passion or something that they learned that they might want to do and make money from, in their second chance at learning about different things. So, and a second chance is at making money. Everybody who's retired, sometimes you get bored. There's so many people that I know that retired that they get tired and bored, and they actually sometimes go back to their old job, even if they didn't like their job. So, he gives you options. He gives you a way to think about life and what's changed now. Now we have so many different options. And he also helps people to navigate the new way of going to look for a job, the new way of everything is electronic, the new things that are open to us, how you have people that you can get freelance work now. There are companies like Fiverr and places like that where you can actually list what you do, and people will contact you for freelance work or for piecemeal and stuff like that. And that's something, because you can make your own schedule. You can take as many contracts as you want. You can get it out to the public, and you might get a good turnaround. There might be a real need for what you have. So he teaches people that they can do that. Before, we weren't able to have access so much. So now we have access to so many people and so many companies that helps us to broaden it. And because we can do things online, we can reach people out of our vicinity. So we can reach people, on the other side of the world. We can reach people in another state. We could, your clients may not show up. I'm in New York. So your clients may not be from New York, but you might get a lot of clients from Ohio or Minnesota or Texas. That's great. So this way, before, where you were limited because it would cost a lot to market, it costs a lot. You have to invest money into marketing you and getting the word out. Now we have social media, and now we have companies that actually help you and post your stuff. So this way they can see your designs. If you make jewelry, they can see that. If that's something you always wanted to do and you did for a hobby, or you did Christmas, you gave people jewelry and everybody loved it. Think about that. If it's something that you love doing, try to do it, because now we have the means to get it out to the public and to make some money from it. So it's very interesting to have a company like his that really tells people and helps people to tap in to what they want to do. Caregivers, his suggestion is to start thinking about it now while you're a caregiver. Start thinking about the things that you might want to do. You might want to continue being a caregiver to someone else. You might have learned something else, and you might want to be an administrator in that field, where you help other people get caregivers and things like that. There's so many things that you may have learned that you can do that may help you. So it's for caregivers to start thinking now, because, unfortunately, sometimes we're taking care of people and they're getting deteriorating, and they may die. And we have to think about, what about us? What are we going to do now? What are we going to do next? Do we want to do that? We want to get another client? Or do we learn something and we want to have a more interest or more passion about something else? His company, you can bounce that off of the people there at his company, and they can help you, guide you, and give you some good suggestions and tell you where people are looking for what you do at, which is good. So his company is Implana Careers. We have the website right here, implanacareers.com. career.com, and please check it out. And there are other companies that may do that where you are, and we just try to encourage people that once you retire, once you're older, it's not over. You still have dreams, you still have aspirations, there are still things you want to do. Go ahead and do it. He also helps people to be comfortable in that way, help people to get comfortable in going another direction, doing the thing that they put aside that people said they couldn't do or they shouldn't do. He helps people and kind of talk it out with them and work with them. One of the things he said was that you have to have community. Get community. Get people around you that bounce stuff off you, that you may have an idea or something. Bounce it off of them. They may have something better or something that's going to be different that will help you. You know what I mean? Or something that you never thought about, adding something to it. So, hi, Keisha. It's good to see you this evening. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about Michael Dwyer and the last program that we have. It was he works for, he founded Implana Career, and he helps seniors and caregivers and people to get jobs, a second job, different after they've retired or after your caregiving duties are over and things like that. And he also helps other people. Graduate students and different things like that. He has an employment agency, but for caregivers, he said it's very important to have community around you. Bounce it off of people. Say sometimes it's good to have people that you know to say, this is what I want to do. Like, okay, I want to run a marathon, or I want to, I want to start building bikes, or whatever it is you want to do. But sometimes it's good to have a person that, like a professional, because they don't have any bias. They don't know you. So they can give you some good suggestions that is non-biased. And then you can be able to really have a well-rounded information that you can take what you want. You don't have to take it all, but it's good to bounce it off. Hi, Raven. The episode was very good. Oh, thank you. Very interesting. Thank you. I'm glad that you found it interesting. It is something that he talks about, planning now. So those people who are out there, that are 40 and 50, if you haven't planned or thought about it, like I know we're always talking about planning and having a healthcare proxy, and we're always talking about having a will and stuff like that. But what about, what is your life going to look like when you retire? Because you can't do it at the time that you retire. When you retire, you may find out you don't have enough money to live for another 20 years. When you're like 40, this is the time to start thinking about it. 50, start thinking about it. Wait a minute, am I putting away enough? Should I have long-term care? Where, should I downsize now? How are the markets? Should I buy something now? Some people are renting. So I'm thinking about that. Is it time for me to buy something now, so I have a place where I want to live, at this time? Because you know how things go, economy, prices go up, things like that. So if you have an opportunity to do something like that, think about that. How do you want to live? How can you plan for your future? How can you plan once you retire? And some people started working at 20. So if you started working at 20 and you retire at 25, you're 45 and you retire. Think about what you're going to do. Should I go back to school? Or should I go back to school now, so when I retire, I have all the paperwork that I need to do the other thing that I want to do? You might want to, go back and teach. You might want to teach part-time. You might want to, sing or something, whatever, do that. But now is the time to start thinking about, how do I want to live? How do I want to live out my retirement? And how can that happen? Strategically, make a plan strategically how you want to live and how you can make that happen. What do you need to learn now? Sometimes, like while you are working, there are times where you should invest and do different things now, because if you wait till you are not working and you're on a fixed income, if you're looking to do different things and get money behind it, the banks and stuff look at you and like, you are on a fixed income. You're not at a steady job, so that you're not going to get any more than what you got. So things like that. So it might be time to start thinking about the things that you want to do and how you can financially be able to do that and set it up now, pay down your debts now, different things like that. And it's good to have a company or somebody that is neutral, that can say, okay, this is how you do it, and that knows more about the work world as it is now, because it has changed so much in the last 10 years, 20 years. It has changed so much, but opportunity is there. The good thing is that opportunity is there. So make sure that you look at that there's opportunity there, and that you take advantage of the opportunity that's out there now. Being able to work at home, be able to work and share things electronically, being able to reach people on the other side of the world, just explore some things. Hi, Cousin Rose. Thank you, cuz, for all the knowledge and information. God bless you, your cousin Rose in Delaware. She's from Delaware, and she's out here listening to my program. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. I really do. We're talking about My 2 Cents is the show, but we're also talking about my podcast, Autumn is Here. If anybody hasn't seen it yet, check it out. It's Michael Dwyer, and he has an agency, Implana Career, and he helps people who are looking for retirement, who has retired and is looking for the next stage. What are you going to do? And help you think it through. So it's really good. It's really good. The points that he made, the things to think about. And honestly, to really think about it now. When you're younger, it's better to think about it now, so you know what you want to do, and then you have something to look forward to. Because some people sit and they have nothing to do when they retire, and because they didn't plan it. And some people don't want to do anything, and that's fine too. But if you want to do something, if you're healthy and your interest or passion that you haven't tackled, knitting, whatever it is, making scarves, writing books, whatever it is, maybe open a daycare center. You might open another business, and some people do. It's not too late to open another business. It's not too late, to be an entrepreneur. Some people have worked for agencies and cities and stuff like that and whatever, and they want to take a stab at being an entrepreneur. He explained that you can get an LLC, pretty easy, and start doing a business if that's what you want. Try your hand at that. Whatever it is, you can do that. So it's encourage people, and the point is to stay engaged when you retire. Stay engaged with people, stay engaged with your family, stay engaged with the things that you love. If you're a caregiver, sometimes it's sad if you lose your person. If you're a caregiver and you're going through stuff, it's better to go through it where you're doing something, where you're active. So think about the things that you like, and it's definitely better when you think about something that you like that you haven't tapped into, that just try it. What can you lose? You have time now, you have your own schedule, so you can do it now. So some things, you should look into and think about doing it, and think about what it is that will make you happy, what it is that is going to share something with other people. Maybe it's something that you just want to share with other people. Maybe you want to be a community activist. Maybe that's what you want to do. It's okay. Think about that. Align yourself now with the people that may be doing things in the field that you might do when you retire. Think about that. Take time for yourself. Take some time for yourself. Caregivers, take a half an hour, for yourself to think about that. Think about your future. What happens after? What happens after I'm caregiving? What do I do now? Take a half an hour at your day and think about, these are the things I like. These are things I want to do. And how can I connect to those people? Or how can I get that education now so I can be ready for when my responsibilities are over, I can go into that field, or I can do that. It's very important. A lot of times we just don't think ahead of time. And it's very important to do that so we can be set up and have a better quality of life. It's all about living better as you're older. It is not it's not over once you're older, once you're retired, once you finish your job and you've done it well and you got your accolades and your children are out of the house and you have grandchildren. It's not over. It's not over. There's still stuff for you to do. And now it's the time for you to do what you want to do, because you have all the freedom that you have to do. Lizette says, I'm waiting for Keisha to start her food truck. Food trucks are pretty cool here in Delaware. Oh, really? Oh, okay. All right, Keisha. Okay, we got somebody that's waiting for you. I didn't know food trucks was popular in Delaware. You see them in New York all over. But I didn't know they were popular out in Delaware. That's good. Listen, that's good to know. We're going to note that. And try it. You never know. You never know. I know people, like, when you do your passion, it's not like a job. It feels different. When you're doing something that you're working because you need the money, because it helps you live a better life and you get benefits and stuff like that, and you work for 20, 30 years and doing that, that's one thing. And that helps you to live the life that you want, or to raise your children or whatever. But once they're already gone and you've raised your children and you 25 years in and you're retiring, now everything is for you to do. So let's take a chance and think about that. Like, it is your time. Do what you want to do. And if you don't, and if it doesn't work, it's okay. You already finished your 25-year job. It's okay if it doesn't work out. Try something else, and you can also collaborate with friends. Keisha says to Lizette, I have to get myself out there soon. Yeah, you have to go. Yeah, it is good to know that they have that out there. I didn't know that. I didn't even see that when I was out there in Delaware. I didn't see any food trucks. But yeah, it's also good to just a couple of people. There might be people in your senior center that want to do what you want to do. You know how it is when nobody wants to start. Nobody wants to be that first person to start it. You'd be surprised. You start something, you might have a little crew. Other retired people might want to start it too. So you got to think about the things that you like and the people that you're around and put it out there. Don't be afraid to put it out there. And maybe y'all can start a gardening thing, or you could start a, health food thing, or a band or something, whatever it is. So Do the things that you love to do. This is the time to do the things that you love to do. We want to encourage seniors. We want to encourage them to continue to live a quality of life. Of course, stay healthy, moving and stuff like that. Stay healthy. Yes, amen. Stay healthy, keep moving, keep doing things, keep engaging yourself with other people, and keep stimulating your mind and your brain. Learn new things. It's not too late to learn new things. We have online stuff where we didn't have access to all of these different things now. Now you can go online. You don't have to go to the library and get a book or whatever. You can look online and get information about a subject that you were always curious about. And you wonder how that happens. How do they make that? How do they do that? Could I do that? Go online and see what schools are offering. It might be a school, might be something in your area that's offering free classes for stuff, exercise classes, different things like that. Do that. You might want to be an instructor. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's okay to think about it. Broaden your scope. Be creative. Do something that someone else never did. That's always good too. Do something that someone else hasn't done before, that you haven't seen, but you think it works together. This is the time to try it. So when you're older and you're senior, it's not that it's negative. It can be positive. It's what you make it. How you make your life, how you live a quality life. It's your choice now. So it's up to you. And if you fail at whatever you start, it's okay. Do something else. It's okay. Or if you feel like it's not for you, but think it out. Mike Dwyer is about talking about it. Let's think it out. Let's see who else does it that that you might see them doing it. Say, how do they do it? Check them out. And then you can ask people, you're doing this. How does that work for you? Do you like that? And you can find out the things that you may not like about it. Maybe it's not what you want to do because you have an inside scoop when you speak to somebody who already does it. That's always good. Seek out people who are doing it and say, well, what's the positive and what's the negative? Don't be afraid to get the negatives. Actually, somebody else's negatives may be positive for you. You don't know that. Ask people to be honest with you. Tell the truth to you. Seek other agencies that have different things that they offer. See what they have on the list. If you look up an agency, sometimes they have a list of jobs that are available and open. And it may be something that, wow, I want to do this. I think I can do this now. Maybe it's something you're afraid to do before that now you're not afraid to do. So we want people to be encouraged, and we want you to be encouraged to do more. Get out there, do more, share your talent, share your knowledge, share what you have to give and offer to the world. There's always somebody that will need it, or looking at you for an example. They're looking at you like, wow, I see she's 70 years old. She's still doing this, she's doing that. She's doing this. Wow. They're inspired by you. You'd be surprised. Even if people don't tell you, if you're out there, people are inspired by you. People are watching you, so make sure you don't shortchange yourself. Okay. Don't keep it in your heart. I want to do it and never do it. Especially when you get older. Go ahead and do it. And if you're not that age yet, your 40s and your 50s, start planning, start thinking about it now. Start thinking about what I want to do. Caregivers, start thinking about it now. What do you want to do after your caregiving journey is over? What are you going to do? How do you get back to yourself? How do you do the thing that you love? How do you participate in social engagement again? How do you do these things? What do you want to do as a career? Maybe you want to still be a caregiver. Maybe you want to do something different. You can do it. But it's good to think about now so you don't feel pressured into, I have to do something. I have to take the first thing that comes my way. I have to take the first things that's available. You don't want to feel pressured. Think about it now and try to find out information along the lines. Even if you're not ready to do that, you can still talk to an agency and say, how does this work? I want to do this career. I've never done this. I'm not sure of this, but this is what I like to do. How does this work? How accessible is this, for me to do? How can I have access to this? And they may tell you certain things in certain places that are very popular doing the thing that you are interested in doing, so please make sure that when you retire, you get older, you don't just sit there, think about the things that are passionate to you, and go for it. Just go for it. Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you that are here tonight. If you haven't seen the show on Autumn is Here, I appreciate if you go back to Autumn is Here and check out the show, it is in Plana Career. It's up on YouTube, or you can listen to it on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. This is my 2 cents. This is my 2 cents that I give to the programs, and I do because I don't usually give the information on the program. I interview people for the program, so this is my 2 cents about the program, because I want some points to people to think about, so they don't overlook the points, so they don't miss out on the good points about it. Mike Dwyer has some good points, and it's harvesting your talents. Harvest your talents. Harvest the things you like. Make sure that you have community. Speak about it to other people. Make sure that you reach out to other people. Bounce it off of them. Know the negatives and the positives. And don't be afraid. Just try it. And try small bites. He said, try small bites. Do a little bit. See how it works. Try it out on people and see what happens. And if you like it, good. You'd be surprised. You might have a community. You might get a bunch of people that's willing to help you out. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. And make sure you just check out the podcast. Okay. And I'll see you next week. All right. Good night.